Hey family, as the wicked, corrupt, filthy rich landlords protest that they were masquerading as farmers' protest seems to be dying out, a situation of alarming proportion which has been brewing for the longest time has exposed itself, which is of the Sikhs and the future of Sikhism in Punjab. These powerful protesting landlords have dominated the entire Sikh discourse for the longest time. They have been and continue to weaken and erode Sikhism systematically. Let us take 2 seconds to recognize who these wicked, corrupt landlords are. For a sense of ease, let's call them fake Sikhs. These fake Sikhs have always been anti-Sikhism and have used this faith to further their petty gains. Today, I will share how these landlord fake Sikhs pose the greatest threat to the Guru Sangat and the very survival of Sikhism as enshrined by the Dasवीं Patshahi and of course Sri Guru Granth Sahib. In 1699, Guru Gobind Singh Ji established the Khalsa. Prior to that, there was no marked distinction between Hindus and Sikhs. Sikhs were identified as Nanak Panth. Please remember that these particular fake landlord Sikhs identify themselves as Jats. I have lived in Punjab and I know from experience that these few Jats consider themselves superior to all. Hindus are derided as bhaiyas and looked upon as stupid bumpkins, and non-Jat Sikhs are ridiculous petty traders to these few fake Sikhs who call them pape. The cruel irony of the situation is that these few Jats that are fake Sikhs have been ass kissers of every anti-Sikh force, be it the Mughals or the British or the Congress party. And these pape, who are the butt of all jokes by these fake Sikhs, are the true descendants of the Guru. Please remember that none of the Gurus or Banda Bahadur or the Panch Pyare were Jat Sikhs. They were all Khatris or Kshatriyas as they are called in Hindi. Baba Guru Nanak Dev Ji was a Bedi. Guru Angad Dev Ji was a Trehan. Guru Amar Das Ji was a Bhalla. And from Guru Ram Das Ji up until Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji, they were all Sodhis. Can you imagine the situation? The anti-Sikhism fakes who joined forces to empower the hands that tortured and killed the Gurus and innocent Sikhs are the kings of the land of the Gurus. And the descendants of the Gurus are the ridiculed weak people. How did that happen? Again, it was a master stroke of the British who were committed to their doctrine of divide and rule. The Sikhs had to be divided from the Hindus to weaken all. Max Arthur McAuliffe, who was the one chosen to take up this job of creating division between Hindus and Sikhs, created many wicked policies. Up until then, Sanatan Singh Sabha was which was established in 1872, was representative of the faith. It was replaced by the Tat Khalsa Singh Sabha in 1879. Then came the policy that only Amritdhari, Keshdhari Sikhs can join the British army to wedge a divide even between the Sikhs. Who were the Keshdhari Sikhs chosen by the British for their army? The ones who pledged allegiance to the British. Then came the Punjab Land Alienation Act. Fresh plots of land were being made available for cultivation. Again, the fake Jat Sikhs who pledged allegiance to the British were given these fertile lands, and Guru Sahib's descendants became lowly trader class. Please remember that Harmandir Sahib had statues of gods and the management was undertaken by the members of the Udasi Panth. Then came the fatal blow with the creation of Shiromani Gurdwara Prabandhak Committee by the British in 1925. Now, Sikhism came under the total control of the British-controlled fake Sikhs. True followers of the teachings of the Gurus lost their say in their own Gurdwaras. through the SGPC, fake Sikhs continue to control the Sikhism narrative till date. Punjab is under the management of another fake Sikh, Captain Amrinder Singh. A quick reminder that Ala Singh, ancestor of Captain Amrinder Singh, was a supporter of Mughal Ahmad Shah Abdali and was rewarded with a gift of 40 villages in and around Patiala, where I come from, for stopping the supply of army provisions to the Marathas. He committed treason against his own people that led to the killing of 40,000 Sikhs and Hindus. In 1857, his ancestors helped the British to decimate our freedom fighters. Today, the fake Sikhs have completely exposed themselves with the choice of their team. One member of their team are the radical Islamists and the other are the Congress party. The same Congress party that created Punjab problem that led to the death of so many innocents and brought bad name to the faith. In his book, The Khalistan Conspiracy, GBS Sidhuji writes that when Congress lost the Punjab elections in 1977 to Akali Dal, Janta Dal combined, Gyani Jail Singh and Sanjay Gandhi, with full knowledge of Indira Gandhi and assistance of Kamal Nath, created Jarnail Singh Bhindranwala, handpicked him from a tiny Gurdwara after they had auditioned two other likely Bhindranwala type of personality. Bhindranwala was packaged with Khalistan rhetoric to create unrest to secure power in Punjab. The central government ensured that Bhindranwale was projected as a credible terrorist at any cost. Punjab became a terrorist state. Sri Harmandir Sahib, in full knowledge of SGPC, became the headquarters of terrorist Bhindranwale. Operation Blue Star was a theatrical extravaganza by Indira Gandhi. The anti-Sikh bloody pogrom by the Congress, manned by the Dara Hua old Delhi people, is well recognized. CAA provides lifeline to thousands and thousands of Sikhs getting tortured in Pakistan and Afghanistan by the Dara Hua people there. Just one example is the cruelty meted out to the young daughter of Nankana Sahib's Granthi. Anti-CAA voting happened in Punjab Assembly. Now let's talk about the other partners to these anti-Sikhs, the radical Islamists. How can Sikhs partner with radical Islamists? Remember history. Our gurus were severely tortured by the Islamists. Remember how the Sahibzade children, sons of Guru Gobind Singh Ji, Fateh Singh and Zorawar Singh, were brutally killed by Aurangzeb. What has changed now that the Dara Hua have become the ideological partner of the Sikhs? Chalo, forget about that too. How have porn industry people become partners to the Dasvi Padshahi ideology? Remember when Harsimrat Kaur went on a crazy rant worthy of winning a role in a Saas Bahu serial on how her ancestors protected Hindus? Well, sister, forget about protecting Hindus. Your fake Sikh ancestors did not even bother to protect Sikhs. The British, who your ancestors worked for, killed the likes of Bhagat Singh and the innocents at Jallianwala Bagh. The Islamists, who your fake Sikh ancestors fraternize, along with the brutality they meted out to the gurus, were also on a rampage during partition. Just a tiny reminder is the bloodbath at Thoha Khalsa, where some 25 young Sikh girls were killed by their fathers and brothers, and 93 Sikhs jumped into the well to protect themselves from Islamists. Under your current family rule, the prosperous, happy Punjab has lost all fertility of the land, and the youth have got caught in the deadly clutches of the drugs. The evangelist mafia is rampant. The Punjab is the state where the biggest conversion of Sikhs into Christianity is taking place. Today, Sikhism has become a compromised ideology, and Punjab has become a drug-addled state thanks to the greedy you, Bhenji. Please don't corrupt Guru's pious names by grouping their revered journey with fake Sikhs like yourself. Guru Nanak Dev Ji applied tilak, and Guru Gobind Singh Ji prayed to Goddess Durga, and all Gurus loved their Hindu brothers and respected their motherland. We have to take Punjab and Sikhism back from the filthy hands of the fake Sikhs, fam. Be it Captain or Badal or SGPC or those two penny Canadian Khalistani creeps. Hindus and Sikhs are one. Sikhs almost always were the eldest sons of Hindu families. Sikhism is seeped in Vedas. Please, let's join hands to break the stranglehold of these fake Sikhs who have finally ousted themselves on our history and our future. Recognize these fake Sikhs and work towards sidelining them. Our heroes are the brave and compassionate Gurus and their timeless teachings, not these selfish snakes. Thanks for hearing, fam. I will see you soon.